Today we have to talk about currency options. The issues that we are going to discuss are all laid out in the text, starting at page 101, and we will refer to the text when needed. Currency options are a little special and probably a bit confusing because the underlying is one currency and the payment is in another currency. So for example, selling euros for US dollars, which would require a euro put, is technically the same as buying US dollars against the euro, which is a dollar call. So we need to check carefully what the underlying is and which currency to be bought or sold via the option. We have here prices for options, all kinds of options, euro against the dollar, US dollar against the Japanese yen, and so on. Let's look at the pound sterling against the dollar, which at this time is the spot rate is about 124.53. So that is dollars. 1 British pound, the British pound is the underlying in this case, and the price is in dollars, and that is 124.53. That would be the spot rate. Then we have options, we have put options, and we have call options. And these put options refer to the underlying, and the underlying in this case is British pound. If we take a different currency pair, for example US dollars against the Swiss franc, then all the information on the option of course changes because now it's a different currency pair, and that would be US dollars against the Swiss franc. Let's go back to the pound sterling and the US dollar. So usually in the financial markets, standardized currency pairs are traded. For example, the pound sterling against the dollar would be a typical currency pair, which means it is a direct quote from an American perspective and an indirect quote for a British trader. The spot rate, as we already established, would be around $124.53 for 1 pound sterling. Call options on the pound means the right to buy pound sterling. The premium is given for different strike prices. Here we have the strike prices, and for the different strike prices there are prices for the option, the premiums. The premium is given for those different strike prices and for different expiration dates. We are now in the column for 1 month, and as we can see, the prices that are given are all in dollars, just like the quotation itself for the spot rate. And if somebody wants to buy the right to buy a pound for 124, then the premium would be 0.01841, and that is cents. And if somebody wants to buy the right to sell a pound, then that right would cost 0.01289 US dollar cents. The quotation for the spot rate and the strikes given and the prices given are all in the same quotation. Everything else wouldn't make any sense. We expect that the exchange rates, the option premiums, and the strike prices are quoted in the same way, which means either direct or indirect for the domestic party. We also have to check carefully if the domestic party has to buy or to sell currency. They have to sell currency in case of a receivable, and they have to buy currency in case of a payable. Let's look at the 4 possible scenarios, one after the other. First, we look at the situation where the exchange rates are direct quotes from the domestic perspective. Case 1 could be a German company with a receivable in currency. The rates are direct from a European standpoint, so the spot rate, the premium, and the strike are priced in euros for 1 pound sterling. Since the German company is going to sell the British pounds and the exchange rates are given indirect from a European perspective, we need to look for a put. And the put is the right to sell 1 British pound, and the price for that right is 0.00535 euros. And the strike, let's assume that the German company wants to get at least 1.15 euros for 1 British pounds that they sell. Case 2 is an American company, but now with a payable in currency. The US company will pay a British supplier 83,000 pounds sterling. Since they buy British pounds, they look for a call, which costs 0.0315 US dollars for 1 British pound. The spot rate is given in direct quotes from an American perspective, and so is the strike, 123 as the strike price for this option. Case 3 is now indirect quotes for the domestic party. So the domestic party may have a receivable. For example, an Australian company will receive 225,000 US dollars, which means they will sell US dollars and they will buy Australian dollars. The typical exchange rate quotation would be Aussies against the dollar, and the spot rate is around 0.62. Since they will buy Aussie dollars, they look for a call, and the premium right now would be $0.0217 for 1 Australian dollar that they buy. And the strike price, they want a strike price that is just as the spot price right now. And the fourth case is an American company with a payable in yen. Typically, the Japanese-American exchange rate is indirect for the Americans because the denomination is a little skewed, as 1 single Japanese yen is not worth much in terms of dollars. As you can see, the current exchange rate is about 109 yen on the dollar. Since the American company will buy Japanese yen, they sell US dollars. The price is given for US dollars to be sold, so they need a put for that matter. Let's have the put cost 0.831 yen for $1 to sell. These 4 scenarios with this data is included in the exercises for you to practice. We will now look at 2 examples as they are laid out in the text, starting on page 102. These 2 examples on page 102 and then the next one on page 104 are discussed in the text, so let's look at these now. The first situation is an indirect quote for the domestic party, and it's a receivable that they have in currency. Let's look at a German company. They expect payment of 1 million US dollars from an American customer in 3 months. The spot rate, that's supposed to be 1.11, which is US dollars per 1 euro. The call premium, a euro call, is 0.00733 US dollars for 1 euro. As a matter of fact, they need euros. They will receive dollars that they have to sell. But the price is for US dollars, and euro would be the base currency. So we are actually buying euros. So we need a call on euros. Let's the strike be 113, which means that the German company does not want to pay more for the euros than 1.13 US dollars. The 1.13 dollars for 1 euro is the worst price that they are going to accept. And for practice, we should check out at expiration the decision situation for 2 different spot rates. One is below the exercise price, the strike price, and one is above the strike price, so that we know what would the company do. So the first thing we do is assess the situation. Muck is a German company, so euro is their domestic currency and the US dollar is foreign currency. Muck has a receivable in US dollars, which means they are long in US dollars. That exposes Muck to the risk of an appreciating euro, or, which is the same thing, a depreciating dollar. Which means, if we translate that into numbers so that we get a better understanding, if the spot in 3 months is $116 for 1 euro, his 1 million US dollar is only 862 and change, 862,000 and change. If the spot rate in 3 months is 107, then his 1 million US dollar is 934, $579,000. So my recommendation would be to check out the situation. What does it mean if the exchange rate is either low or high? What does it mean for the company? In this case, they need euros, so euro will be a cash inflow. And naturally, they would rather have more euros than less euros. If Muck wants to pay no more than $113 for a euro, then with the option his worst exchange rate will be 113, and that would result in 884,956 euros. Any market exchange rate lower than 113 is better for him. Why is it better? Well, because he has to give less dollars to receive 1 euro. And if the market exchange rate is lower than 113, then he will not use the option. So in a situation like this, the company is not really hot for exercising the option, because the option is just like the last resort. It's just the limit. They actually would like to have the upside potential. Step 2. Let's collect all the important cost and outcome data. First, what does it mean if he will exercise the option? Exercising the option will give him, we already calculated that, 884,956. Don't get confused with multiplying and dividing. In this case, this is indirect quote for the domestic party, so we have to divide. The option premium is $0.00733 for 1 euro bought with the option. So which means the total premium is 884,956 times the premium, and that would be dollars. And that is $6,400 and change. But that is dollars. This is a German company. They need to look at a European cost, at the cost in euro. So we need to translate the $6,486 into euros at the current spot rate. We will get 5,844 euros. So the option costs Muck 5,844 euros. Then we want to know how much is that as a percentage of the amount protected. Because the absolute value, that is a high number. On the other hand, it's a lot of money that we're talking about. So how much is that as a percentage? Gives us a better understanding on what it cost. And the company would have to pay 5,844 for an amount of 884,956. And that is 0.66%. It's less than 1%. Then we put all the data together in a table to check out the decision situation. The option costs $0.00733, but in euros, the total position, we already established that, would be 5,844. And then we have the two exchange rates that we were to check out, either the 107 or the 116. We already calculated a little bit that 116 would not be so good and 107 would be better because it's dollars. How many dollars does he have to give for 1 euro? And he rather will give less dollars. So with the option, he would buy the euros for 113, and in the market he will buy the euros for 107. So the better value is the 107. He will go for the market rate, and the option expires worthless, in which case he realizes 934,579 euros and he gives away the 1 million US dollars. And if the exchange rate is high, which means the dollar depreciates, that would be the depreciation scenario for the dollars, and he is long in the dollars, he wouldn't like that. So with the option, he has a better value than in the market. So he now will exercise the option and he will receive 884,956 euros for 1 million US dollars. Let's take the second example. We have a direct quote for a domestic party and a payable in currency. And we look at an American company. They have to pay 10,000 euros, which is due in sometime in the future. I think when I made this example, it was really the data at that time around 2010. That's absolutely possible. As you can see, the dollar exchange rate the euro was worth much more at that time than it is now. Let's have the spot rate to be $1.378, which is, of course, a direct quote for the American party. Let's also look at the call premium. These people have a payable of euros, so they need to buy euros, so they will look at the call, a euro call, as they want to buy euros, and the price for that is given in US dollars, $0.0475 for 1 euro. Let's assume that they are okay with a price of $1.35 for 1 euro. That is now a real price for them to pay for a euro. That would be the highest price that they were willing to pay. And at expiration, we check for two different scenarios, 133 and 140. So again, we look at the situation, maybe now a little bit quicker because we already know what we are doing. And Mook has a payable. Yes, it's an American company. And if the spot rate is 140, he will pay $14,000 to get the 10,000 euros. And if the spot rate is 133, he will pay only 13,300. So a lower rate would be preferable for the American company, obviously. If Mook wants to pay no more than 135 for 1 euro, that would be the highest he would be willing to pay. Any market exchange rate lower than that is better for him. And if that is the case, then he will not use the option. Again, in a situation like that, they are not hot for exercising the option. They are actually more hot for the upside potential that they may have if the currency exchange rate goes into the right direction. So the first thing we do is let's see what we got. Exercising the option, he will buy the 10,000 euros for 10,000 times 135. That is 13,500 US dollars. That's easy. So the option premium is $0.0475 for 1 euro bought. So they are buying 10,000 euros. So that would be 475 US dollars. And here it's totally fine. They are Americans, they are thinking in dollars. So we don't need to translate the premium as we did in the first example. In the first example, we translated the premium because the premium was in the other currency for the German company. And the protection cost as a percentage of the amount protected, the protection cost is 475. The amount protected is 13,500. Both is in the same currency. Make sure that you make that calculation in the same currency. And that would be 3.52, which is pretty high, by the way, but that's a different topic. Then we look at the decision situation. At expiration, he will buy the option for 0.0475, and that translates into $475. Here we are only in dollars. If the exchange rate is 133, with the option, he would buy the euro for 135. In the market, he pays only 133, so the market price is a better value. So the option expires worthless. He will receive the 10,000 euros that he needs, and he will pay 13,300 US dollars. And he does that in the spot market. If the exchange rate is high in the market, then that is of course not attractive compared to the option. So then he will use the option, exercise the option, will buy the euros with the option. That will cost him 13,500 US dollars, and he will receive the 10,000 euros that he needs for his supplier. So we are already at the end of this session. Any questions can be sent to me via email to my known email address, or write your questions in the comments below. Once I see them, I'll answer them for everyone to see and profit from it. So for now, take care and peace out.